Hi, Brandy St. Clair. I am so excited to share my story with you of how coaching has changed my life, what it has done for me, what it has done for my family, my kids. Like our entire lives have changed, all thanks to coaching. And I never thought that I would be here doing a video telling you how much coaching could change your life. Because I would watch these videos because I was invited to this opportunity probably 5 or 6 times before I finally said yes to my coach. And there's no shame in that. I wasn't ready, but I became ready because I finally seen that potential of this business. And I really want to share that with you. I want to share with you my story of how I went anti not doing the coaching thing. That's not for me. I'm an introvert hermit. I'm just going to keep to myself. I don't need that. I'll find another way. But guess what, guys? You know, when you work full time as a wildlife biologist, you have 2 young kiddos at home, your husband's a wildland firefighter and is gone all the time. It's like an isolating feeling and feeling of out of control and not being able to do everything that you want to do in life. When my son was born, he was about 4 months old and I was breastfeeding him in the recliner and we were watching Food Network, just passing the time, right? And I just had this revelation and thought, is this it? Oh my gosh. Like, I realized I was bored, unfulfilled. I wasn't doing the things that I thought I would be doing in my adult life. I felt guilty for it, for thinking that I had this mundane life, this routine mediocrity. I was tired of, waking up, taking care of kids, going to work, coming home, cooking dinner, taking care of kids, going to bed, waking up, and doing it all over again. And that was just killing me. It was killing my drive. It was killing my motivation to want to do anything. And I had to have something change. I had to have some kind of change. I just had enough. Even though I felt guilty for all of those feelings, I knew that it was only up to me to make a change, to find something, find a vehicle to help me achieve the life that I really wanted. I want more out of life. I wanted to travel. I wanted to have experiences. I wanted to see, not to be a cliche, but to see the world. I wanted to go visit the national parks. I wanted to go out of the country. I've never been out of the country before. I wanted to see and be a part of those pictures I would see on, magazines, social media, or other women that I knew of, but I wasn't friends with. They had these great friendships. Like these groups of women were seemed effortless to be friends. And I craved that connection. I craved that belonging and that effortless friendship that, wasn't manipulative. It wasn't, no drama, nothing like that. It was incredible. Lots of like-mindedness. And when you only have your job, your day job, where you go to work and you get your paycheck and maybe your husband works too, or maybe just your husband works, you stay at home, whatever it is, you can start to feel capped. And what I mean by that is like financially, right? So I had all these dreams, these visions of what I wanted in my life. I wanted to travel, the experiences. I was tired of living paycheck to paycheck where, yeah, we make pretty good money, wildland firefighter, wildlife biologist, not like top earners or anything, but like we made decent money, make decent money. And we still had to check our bank account before we went for the weekend, before we bought school supplies, before we went clothes shopping. We had to miss out on things. We're like, no, we can't squeeze that in. Or, we couldn't go with friends, to a weekend. We had to really pinch pennies to buy our 4Runner at the time. And, it was just stressful, that weight that you have of always checking your bank account, not buying anything for yourself because you felt guilty about it and you had to budget for it. And so why do that when you need to make sure you have enough for groceries and getting what your family needs? So I was missing out on the things, and not as a selfish thing, but just a lack of living, a lack of control, right? I'm not necessarily a control freak, but when you feel that sense of out of control, where you don't have that financial security and you're always checking and stressing and not knowing what the next month will bring, it sucks, right? It sucks. But even though you have to save up and do that extensive planning to go anywhere, buy anything or invest or, do whatever you want to do in life, it can weigh you down. And one day, that same day, when I was nursing my son, I was scrolling Facebook, doing that nursing shenanigans, and I came across this woman. She was pregnant and she was working out. And I was like, I don't know who she is, but I like her because I stayed active during my pregnancies. And, I get the snickers in the comments of like, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. But here she was, and she was putting it on social media. And I immediately had respect for her because I was like, I love that she's working out while she's pregnant. Like, awesome. I love that. Love, 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 love that. And then I started looking at her page and following her posts, and I seen that she was traveling the world. She was taking her kids with her. She was going on these retreats with all these women that had those relationships and those bonds and that connection. She was sharing her workouts and what she was eating, and she was sharing her family. Like, she was just sharing her life on social media, and I loved it. Like, she just inspired me to realize and to think about the life that I could have if I could find a way to get it. If I could find a way to lean in and go after something so that it could help me achieve those things, right? So I kept following her, and she had it all. She traveled. She had a great house. She had all these things. And so I ended up friend requesting her. She reached out to me, asked, hey, do you want to join my next group? And when she means by that is her fitness and nutrition accountability group. She didn't ask me about coaching yet, right? But I was like, okay, yeah, I'll join. I already have Beachbody, but I'll join. So I already had Beachbody. I just went under her, joined her groups. It was great. The community, the connection, the other women that were still doing all the things. There were women with newborns as well. And it was like, oh my gosh, I'm not alone. They understand the struggle of having to hit pause, right? It was great. And eventually she did invite me to coaching. The first time I said no. Not my thing. No thanks. I told her I've already been asked a lot of times. It's just not my deal. Well, she followed up with me, and within 2 months of being in her groups, I finally agreed to hear some information. And I am so glad. So, so, so glad. I was hesitant. I wasn't sure. I had my doubts. I had my fears. The assumptions of why it wouldn't work for me. I already made up my mind. But after learning about the possible upside, I started this with the intent that I could save money on my products. I could have that ultimate accountability to my fitness because I would start a program, stop a program, take a break. Start a program, stop a program, take a break. And I needed that consistency. So if anything, I knew, I could save money on my products. I could earn some extra spending money, and I'll just see what happens. I'll see how it goes. So keep in mind, when I began this business, I was, still working full-time, still am. I had a newborn, a toddler, a husband that was gone most of the time because he's a wildland firefighter, and he's gone in the winter doing prescribed burning. So solo parenting a lot. So I was busy. I didn't have a lot of time on my hands. I had a lot on my plate. And I knew that if I was going to do this, I was going to have to work in those pockets of time because I seen other coaches, that's what they were doing. They were working in pockets of time. Got 10 minutes, they were going to do something. They're going to work on their checklist. And I was like, okay, I can do that. I got pockets of time. I can do that. Still, even with all of that on my plate, I was able to make it work and match my full-time income within 2 years. All right? Within 2 years. And that's great money. That's great money. That's basically taking on a full-time job, 2 full-time jobs. But one, I was only working in pockets of time. Outside of my work hours, before work, or on my lunch break, or maybe after work, in my pockets of time. Now we travel often, at least 4 times a year. With Beachbody, I have earned so many trips, guys. I have earned what we call Success Club trips to Punta Cana, Mexico. Oh my gosh, we've gone to Indianapolis. We've gone to Florida a few times. I've been on team retreats. I've been on these girls trips, all these wonderful things that I was seeing and that I craved and that I wanted. All of these things happened because of coaching. It was crazy. This was my vehicle to achieve those things that I really wanted in life. These trips, the expenses were paid for just extravagant hotels, amazing food, amazing women to enjoy it with, white sandy beaches. Like, the vision board of vision boards has become my memory board. And it's absolutely fantastic. We don't have to track our spending. We bought a second house. We were able to pay to remodel top to bottom both of those houses. We built our own personal gym, which is just like, oh my gosh. We don't have to check our bank account to go like on a trip on the weekend. Like, we went to Boise, Idaho and spent like 3 or 4 days there with the kids. Water park, what, you sure you want to do that? Let's do that. Yo, you want that toy? Sure, we'll buy it. We'll have a special week. We'll just spoil you guys this week, and you deserved it. We haven't got to do much fun with the whole shenanigans of the world these days. I can do self-care, beyond just the bath. I can go get my nails done. I can get my hair done. I don't have to check the bank account. I can order clothes. Most of it's a business expense anyway, which is really cool too. My kids are going to become more cultured and well-rounded because of the opportunities that I'm able to provide them because of coaching. I can show them the world now. I can take them on trips. They want to go see, Grand Canyon? Sure, let's do it. Let's go. Our life is full. I am happy, fulfilled, driven, and ambitious again. I'm passionate, and I have a purpose beyond motherhood and work. That just feels good all in itself. All the money aside, with Beachbody, when you do your personal development, which is one of the things that we work on, I didn't realize all the issues that I had going on in my brain all the time, or the things that I was trying to just choke down so I could just not deal with it or face it. I have overcome so many things, and I can't even express that enough. Money and everything aside, that personal growth that I have experienced is 100% worth all of the work I've ever done with this business. The friendships, the community, everything. So maybe you are where I was and you need a change. Or maybe you want to pursue this more of like a side hustle to have some extra spending money, or to maybe have a buffer so you're not capped at your income that you have for your house. Maybe you want to help others. Maybe you want to go on some fun trips. Maybe you want to meet some amazing like-minded women. Either way, come into this with an open mind, because you may be surprised how quickly you can become very passionate about this business and getting these little wins. If you like to chase goals, or you like to achieve things, or maybe you just like to be recognized for a job well done, this is for you. It's incredible. My life has completely changed. I went from stressed out, depressed, binge eating, just emotional disaster, lonely, isolated, hardly any friendships whatsoever, and none that I would call best friends. And now I have tons of friends. I travel often. I've done all these things that I've already mentioned to you guys. Our life has completely changed. And in November, Beachbody's sending my whole family of 4 to Mexico, to the Hard Rock Resort, which is an extravagant hotel, all-inclusive, the most fancy and amazing hotel rooms and food and experiences ever. There's a water park at this place. Like, I cannot wait to have my kids do this, to go on this trip. And in March, Cody and I, Beachbody's sending us to Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic. That's going to be our couples trip. We try to take 1 or 2 a year where it's just us. Man, I'm going on a team retreat that later in the year, and it's going to be so much fun. We usually do have 1 or 2 of those a year. It's just amazing how much a life can change with one opportunity. As a new coach, you're not going to come in earning this type of income or earn these trips right away, but you damn sure can get there pretty quick. You work hard at this, and you stay consistent, and you do the actions, you follow my lead, you let me mentor you. This can be your reality. Don't let yourself wake up a year from now wishing that you would have said yes, or full of regret that you didn't give it a chance, that you said no too many times. A life of regret leads a life to a depression, and nobody wants to do that. So could any of this life that I live now be possible without coaching? Absolutely not. I would have had to have had another full-time wildlife biologist income, which is not even physically possible. I was stuck and I didn't have the freedom or fulfillment that I have now. And with this community, I have met my closest and bestest friends through coaching. The girls on my team are my absolute best friends and the ones that I confide in with my most personal thoughts and fears and experiences. These are the women that I reach out to. And I never thought I would have had that. All met through coaching. It's so cool because these are my people. It's that effortless friendship that is just fantastic. We don't have to try. Conversation is natural. We have so much fun. We have things in common, but we are so different all at the same time. We're so connected. We stay connected through social media. We do Zooms. We'll do Zoom workouts together. We'll do our team retreats. We'll go on girls' weekends. We'll do these Beachbody trips together at the same time. We are so connected to our tribe. It's crazy. So if you feel like you vibe with me or like you vibe with, what I've got going on or, this demeanor, this passion, this what you want out of life, then you're going to jive with everybody on our team. Beachbody helped me lose the baby weight, get in the best shape of my life, build my confidence, have so much personal growth. It's helped me do so many things in my life, all the opportunities. It can transform literally every single area of your life if you let it, if you lean into it, and you use it for what it's for. And lastly, I want to end with telling you the mission of our team is to help women become the best version of themselves. That's it. And you can achieve whatever vision, how big or scary or unattainable it may seem for your life. This is the vehicle to achieve it. And I cannot wait to chat with you more about it over the week. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Bye.